What's up guys, I'm Lex, and in today's gym enthusiastic era, there's a lot of energy going on, but some of it is a little bit misplaced. So here's the top 5 gym mistakes that you might have to see and how to fix them.
1, 2, 3, 4. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
So the problem we've got there is that's only partial reps on a bicep curl. You're not actually hitting most of the muscle, you're not engaging with a lot of the muscle, and you're certainly not working that mind to muscle connection. So the fix is very simple. Starting, shoulders back, chest up, knees soft, squeeze the glutes a little bit, engage the core, so now we're nice and stable. We're going to keep the elbows in position, we're going to curl up and through, not letting the elbows come forward or backwards. Now, as we start on the negative, we're going to fight the elbow going backwards. We're going to keep it push outside, full extension, all the way down, until the arm is extended, flex the tricep. If you can't flex the tricep, you're not gone deep enough. All the way back up. And it's that simple. If you find it difficult to do it arms at a time, then do single arms at a time. It makes zero difference, other than more gains.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away.
This has to be one of the most common ones that we see in most gyms, and it is that lateral raise issue where the dumbbell is going too high, the elbows are going too low, and there's way too much movement in the entire joints. So how are we going to fix this? It's very, very simple. First of all, we need to forget there's a weight in our hand and lift from the elbow. So the only fact is the hand is just helping to keep the weight on the limb. We're going to take the elbow up to shoulder height. What we're also going to avoid is pigeon necking at the top, so we want to disengage the traps, keep a nice soft knees. And from there, we're going to lift both sides at the same time, elbows up to shoulders. The dumbbell actually remains just a little bit lower than the shoulder and the elbow joint. That keeps the load on the shoulder throughout the entire movement. So we've got no neck shrug, dumbbells nice and controlled, lifting from the elbows, working the shoulders. Think about that shoulder machine where you sit in it and the pads rest on your elbows and you lift the pads to either side. That's the exact same movement that you're doing. We just want to avoid that habit of adding that shrug in there. So think about having a pad on each elbow and you're going to lift from this position to this position. And that's all you need to be doing. This is a light exercise. If you lift too heavy, you will be unable to do it technically and correctly. So go lighter, go better, gain more.
What makes a man? Is it the power in his hands? Is it his quest for glory? Give it all you got to fight to the top, so we can know your story. Now you're a man, a man, man, man. Now you're a man, a mounty, mounty, man, a man, man, man. You are now a man, you're a man. Now you're a man.
So the ever-present chest dipping whenever working out chest. This is an admirable one because it often means that people are trying to overwork an exercise, and by that I mean they're trying to reach too far. So they're trying to get the weight higher, so as a result they're dipping the chest to allow the shoulders to push forward so that weight gets a little bit higher. What you're actually doing there though is displacing the weight off the chest onto the shoulders, and it's going to cause aggravation and joint issues down the line, guaranteed. So to avoid this, what we need to be doing is engaging the scapula and keeping it held back. So roll the shoulders back before you go down and keep them there once down. Now that we're in this position, we want to engage our lats, keep those shoulders back. We're going to drive through our heels and palms and press up to where the natural range of motion is for the arm. There is no need for this portion of the motion. This achieves no extra gains. Shoulders back, lats engaged, and pressing straight through. Nice and controlled. And the same goes for every single pec deck that you'll see in every single gym, where there's two things that will go on. One, people will overstretch, thinking more movement means more gains. It's not true. If you overstretch on anything, what's going to happen is you're going to stress the tendons and the ligaments, and that's going to lead to bad things down the line. And when coming through, shorten the range of motion, keeping that chest up and squeezing. What we don't want to be doing is reaching too far out in front, which means you're going to have to dip the chest to be able to bring the hands together. These handles move for a reason, so allow them to be a little closer to the body. As you come in, you'll see that actually you have to turn them in and then squeeze the pecs, keeping the elbows high, shoulders back, lats engaged just like the bench. This way, we're all chest, nothing but the best.
Don't you know?
welcome to the lat pull down. This is an ever popular exercise. It is very, very good when it's done correctly, but again, a lot of people try to do an overextended movement on this. So concentrate on pulling towards the chest, opening up to the bar, pulling through the elbows. Just like we lifted with the shoulders, through the elbows, the same goes for every back movement you do. Try to not pull from the hands, try more to start the pulling motion from the elbow. Do not grip too wide. Unless you're 6'5", you do not need to be gripping the edges of the bar. So grip according to however it feels comfortable. I tend to grip just past the bend on the bar. Now make sure that your knees are fully wedged under the pads. You need to be held down here because this can be quite a heavy exercise. From here we're going to roll the shoulders back and keep the scapula engaged, exposing the upper chest to the bar. We then pull through the elbows, squeezing down and stopping at a natural contraction point. I don't need to go any deeper in this because this isn't contracting anything more heavily. All it's doing is stressing the shoulders and then releasing up, keeping the shoulders down. So we want to avoid releasing those shoulders and letting them hitch up to the ears. So in a nice smooth movement, it should look nice and controlled on the positive and the negative, helping open up the back, keep those muscles engaged and help build that lights out lat spread. So yes, the deadlift. A massively popular exercise at the moment, but one there's also a lot of hidden dangers and one that can set you back if you get injured and kick you out of gym training altogether for quite some time. So I'm going to cover as precisely as I can the major points you need to know to make sure your deadlift stays safe. So the bar setup, make sure that when you are stepping into the bar that it is close to the legs. The bar should not be out here when you're lifting. Whenever you lift a deadlift, you want to be pulling up as close to the legs as possible. Hands just past either side of the leg. You want to then roll the elbows in and contract the lats. We're going to breathe in deeply into the stomach. We're going to brace our core as if someone's going to punch us. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to drive up through the heels and the hips. What we're not doing is allowing the hips to fire up and then pulling the bar up after that. What happens with a lot of people is this. They'll set up fine here, and as they go to lift, the hips will pop and then they'll lift like so. And this is going to put a huge amount of stress on the lower lumbar. So you have to think of the deadlift more like a pressing motion. Like you would a leg press, you're going to do the same with the deadlift. You're going to drive through your legs, the hips are going to come up and through. Very important to not let the hips fire early. Number one, don't start too deep. A lot of people try and sit deeper than what is naturally comfortable for them. When you step in, wherever your hips sit, which will be over here, this is where you start from because this is your natural position. The more flexible you get over time, the deeper you might get. But for this point, let's start with the hips in a natural position. From there, make sure that you pull the slack out of the bar. Engage the lats now with the slack pulled out the bar and drive straight through. Heels, hips come through, bam. From this point, do not overextend at the top. Drive the glutes through hard, but the shoulders stay in line with the rest of the body. Then return as safely as possible. So there you have it, that is the top 5 movements for this episode that you might see in the gym very often, and now you know how to correct it or help someone else to correct theirs if they're doing it wrong. If there's anything else you'd like to see in the next top 5, let me know in the comment section below. If you haven't seen my videos, because there's been a lack of notifications, there's a little technical issue with the channel at the moment, so to avoid that, make sure that you hit that notification bell down here, and then you'll be notified straight away directly when a video is uploaded, so you don't miss out on any of this technical genius. Disclaimer, not natural genius, just a loudmouth. So until the next video, I've been Lex, and we are out.